University, the voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Nitzana Aron.
Welcome to the special Christmas special of the Baseline podcast. This is Jonathan Rears, your host, with Nitzan Aaron, and we got CJ Walker in the house with us today. Thanks for coming on, man.
For sure that.
Yes, sir. So CJ, we're going to start with an icebreaker.
Yeah.
You've worn a lot of different hats, also a Christmas hat before you took it off. You were a freshman at Oregon, starter at UCF, a star at ECU, and now pro in Israel. When people talk about the legacy of CJ Walker, what's one word you hope they use to describe your basketball identity?
Just energetic, I'm an athletic guy, so energetic, dunking on people, that kind of steez, one of those guys.
Hell yeah. So first, one thing we're going to do real quick is we're going to introduce you to our listeners. Yeah. Just go through a little bit of your career, and then we'll take it back. So you are from Sanford, Florida, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so then you commit to Oregon, powerhouse, Dan Altman, head coach. You play 28 games there as a freshman. You then transfer over to UCF, play 4 years there, 4 solid years. Then you transfer to East Carolina, where you average almost 17 a game. Yeah. And now you're playing your first year in Israel. You're in Yavne. Yeah. So take us back to the beginning. Where did this love of basketball come from?
Back in the day when I was like a kid for real, I was like 6, playing on an older team, playing on a team with 8-year-olds. I was 6 years old on my cousin's team, and I ended up busting their ass. You know what I'm saying?
As one does, yeah.
And they were like, "Who is this?" And I kind of just was like messing with it, like basketball is my thing. And then I started playing more when I got home and shit like that. And then when I got to, I feel like 7th grade, 8th grade, I was like one of the only ones in my district that was dunking. So a lot of people used
You
to
were dunking in like 7th grade?
In the game.
Damn.
Putback. I'm getting a putback.
You're getting putbacks in 7th grade.
7th grade, probably not a putback. 8th grade was the putback year, but 6th grade was when I caught my first dunk. 7th grade was when I started dunking like on people a little bit, like little rim grades on you, hey, head tap. And then 8th grade was when I was like catching putbacks, lobs. So everybody was watching those games. Like everybody would pull up to just watch my game. And then I started feeding off that hype. And then I went to Seminole High School my freshman year. Played there. I was a starter as a freshman, of course. And then it was like I went to OCP after that. Orlando, Ronaldo Segu.
Yeah.
He actually out here.
Yeah, he's
Did
here.
You know that? Yeah, Ronaldo Segu out here. Shout out my boy. And,
Crazy Hezzy.
Yeah, Crazy Hezzy. I actually know how to do that, by the way. Yeah, I know how to do it.
You taught him?
No. He ain't teach me, but I really dissected it though. I be in my room watching that shit, like how you do that shit, like pausing it, seeing his feet. You know what I mean? He do that shit. But then junior year we won 2 state championships actually. Me, Rondo, Nasir, we won 2 state championships, and then I went to Oak Ridge. And then I went to Oregon and, college.
So being in high school out there in these different high schools, how was the competition like? What was it like actually growing into your basketball game?
Exciting, especially everybody wanted to watch me play, And then you never knew when the next dunk was coming for real. Like that's the thing I like most about dunking because you never know when it's about to come. And then, exciting for real. It's the best thing about it.
When did the recruiting start? When did you start getting recruited to go to college?
When I went to OCP.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I went to OCP.
So walk us through what that was like.
With Rondo and Nasir, they had a lot of eyes on them. Mm-hmm. So then that put a lot of eyes on me.
Is this Nasir Little?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that's how it pretty much happened. I had offers from Louisville, Florida. Once the Florida schools start rolling in, that's when all the schools start rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you get that one big D1 offer, and everyone kind of takes notice. And also, if I'm not mistaken, you were ranked, 23rd in your class?
19
in the top 100, which is my bad. That's fucking insane. You're a top 20 player. What's it like to be a top 20 player in the nation by your senior year?
Back in the day, it really didn't seem like it. Now it seems more crazy than what it is. Like, damn, you really was 19 in the nation. But back in the day, you just kind of lived in it, Going here, going there, playing basketball, getting new gear. I didn't realize how much gear I actually had but now I'm here overseas. We get a couple shirts, get a couple book bags, But over there, boy, they was Oregon. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like looking back on it was lit. But back then, living in it, you was living in it.
So walk us through. You get all these offers. You're a top 20 player in the nation. You decided you want to commit to Oregon.
Yeah.
Talk us through what went into that.
I took my I had a top 12, of course, and then like I wasn't taking 12 visits, and then I went down to 5. It was Miami, LSU, Miami, LSU, Oregon, Gonzaga, somebody else. But yeah, then I went to 3 schools. I only visited 3 schools. I visited LSU, Oregon, and what's the other? Miami. And I ended up just liking Oregon the best. I like going far too, as you can see. I'm all the way in Israel.
Yeah.
So that was kind of appealing to me too. It was far away.
And then you get to Oregon, you guys are stacked. You know, you have Boston Celtics legend Peyton Pritchard now.
Facts.
You know, what was it like playing alongside him and alongside all those great players and being in Oregon your freshman year?
We was stacked. We had Peyton Pritchard. We had Christian Duarte, Nafali Dante as a freshman, Addison Patterson, me, Addison, Chandler Parsons as a freshman. We had wasn't it Eugene? You know Eugene
Omiori or
I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
That's my boy. That's my boy though. I can't pronounce his name. He never could. Shakur Houston, you know Shakur. Yeah. We was too stacked. But it was definitely fun playing with them boys though.
Yeah,
Will Richardson. We had Will Richardson, Eric Williams. Oh yeah.
So being a freshman at Oregon, you know, coming out as a 5-star recruit,
yeah,
you know, you finally get to college and you're at this big school playing alongside this stacked team. What was that freshman year like for you?
Shoot. Like I said, looking back at it, I was just living in it. It was literally just like basketball to me. But now I'm looking back at it like, yeah, times was lit for sure. Shoot. Like, I mean, Oregon was kind of boring, the school.
I mean, it's in Eugene,
yeah,
right?
it was kind of boring, actually. If I'm being honest, day-to-day was kind of boring. But, you know, playing and practicing at a high level every day and getting better and stuff like that, like, you never want to take that stuff for granted because I used to just live in it. Like, all right, I'm getting better. But I was getting better every day hooping with them boys. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, like the clubs and shit like that, we only had one club. It was called Taylor's. You ever heard of that?
Nah, in Eugene, I never heard of Eugene Club.
You never heard? Yeah, it was one club, but it was lit though. Everybody knew that was a spot to go to. Yeah. You know, so it was lit. And then I went to UCF, and then
So what about Oregon made you realize you needed to change your path?
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was COVID. COVID happened. I went to UCF like to just train, you know, and then I just ended up getting comfortable back at the crib, you know. And I was like, all right, I'm back at the house. This is a good school too, you know. I'm like, let me just go ahead and do this move because they was talking about we don't know when the world is gonna open up again. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
It went from like, oh, we'll be back practicing next week. Oh, it'll be next month. Oh, maybe 2024. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I gotta just be here for that. I ain't about to be in Oregon and not know when the world about to open up.
Yeah, so you do go to UCF and you said like it's back home.
Yeah.
So what was it like? You go to UCF and then you play 4 years there. So what was it like playing somewhere, also a great school to play at, and being so close to home as well?
Well, I actually went through some injuries while I was at UCF. I was like injured for a little bit. I ended up taking a season off. And it was like I enjoyed it. Like that's really what home felt like playing at UCF. The crowd, everybody in the crowd, I knew them from back at the crib. And like I make everywhere my home too. Even when I went to East Carolina, like that was like my home too. But at UCF, it was just a lot of people from high school I knew, you know, little shit like that. And my mom's was there. I was able to see her a lot more, shit like that. So I mean, I definitely go back in time if I could sometimes to UCF for sure. That
UCF is kind of like the place you look back on, and you played solid minutes your first year at Oregon, and then you kind of, as you said, you played through injuries and stepped into a bigger role at UCF. What was some of the basketball differences jumping from Oregon to UCF?
Shoot, not much of a difference for real. The coaching style is actually pretty similar. But like the only basketball difference was it was just more of a home environment for me. That's really it.
Damn. So yeah.
And I had a couple like more minutes at UCF, like more minutes presented to me, but I was injured, like I said. Mm-hmm. So I was on minute restriction and stuff like that. But I mean, I was getting through those things, and but there was really no major basketball difference.
And then your defense picked up at UCF. So what about your defensive game evolved there? Like, how did that evolve?
Shoot, I just had them young knees for real. That's what it was. That was before I had a couple incidents. But before all that shit, I was really like, I'm still a demon on defense though. Don't get me wrong now, But back then I was just.
Hey, I saw your East Bays and all those back grazers.
I still got that. I still dunk on anybody and everyone, and like anybody and everybody. But back in the day, I was very healthy and I was really like ruthless on defense. Like I was like effortless. I was like. What's the word? I'm like relentless on defense. I took pride in it a lot.
So with those young knees, I saw that clip. You doing these like, what was it? Like the double back grazer.
Yeah. I still got the double back strap. How
was the injuries coming back from the injuries? You talked about having those healthy knees. What was it? What was the difficult thing mentally when you got back from the injuries?
Just always having to watch out, like just manage yourself. Like I had coaches like, yo, just don't do all that. Don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? It kind of made me a little lazy. But once I started to do like my exercises and get really like lock in on those things, like the little things, I was fine. Like I'm getting my relentlessness back. Yeah, for sure that.
Did you feel ready for the grind of college going in as like such a high level recruit and going and playing at Oregon and then coming home?
Of course. Yeah, I had a good support team back at the crib before I went to college. Like everybody was on my ass, like making sure I got the right amount of shots up, making sure I was playing at a high level every day. So by the time I got there, I was more than ready.
And then talk about moving over to East Carolina. You called it your home as well. What went into the decision leaving UCF to go to East Carolina?
Shoot. I just felt like it was time for some change. I was at UCF for a long time. And I just wanted to, before I finished off my career, like college-wise, I wanted to try one more spot. That's really what it was.
And then you came into this role as more of a star player. So what was that like, getting the superstar power over at ECU?
Yeah, it was super fun. Yeah, it was those are some days for sure. I was doing my hair all crazy. I was like turning up every game. She was lit. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, you end up making, I think, all AAC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how validating was that to finally get this role that you're given, and you can just hoop, and you're averaging 17 a game, getting the honors, getting the national attention?
Definitely was great to have that, and shout out to my coach too and my teammates though, because they definitely believed in me. They like, get that man the ball, he hot. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that working in your favor, it's real easy to just do what you got to do. Just not even thinking about it, going out there and just doing it.
How much did NIL come into play at this point?
It was good. NIL was good. That was right when everything started to make a shift NIL wise, and I missed the first year of that, because I was injured. But then, definitely when I went there and I was the star player out there, they was definitely handing some bread out for sure.
Did the NIL factor the decision of going to ECU? Were you checking out other places as well?
Yeah, I was, and I had other offers too, like big money too. But with the role that they were talking and with the money, like you had to find that median. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah. And then over there, like on the court, you're producing. You're scoring high points. You're really like the star player, like we said. With the star player role, there also comes a leadership role. Yeah. So what was it like becoming the leader of a team?
Shoot. We always kind of leading the team in a way, Like everybody was their own little leader in their own little way. I actually didn't like to be the team leader or ever be the team leader. Like we had this thing at UCF where everybody put a name in the hat who they think that the team leader should be, and then they picked me, and I was like, I don't know, because that'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the coach always looking at you and shit like that. I'm like, yo, just chill, So, but we all led the team in a way. And as the leader over there, I let them know, like, yo, there shouldn't be one leader. Like, everybody need to lead this bitch in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that was more my role, make everybody a leader.
What role in your college career do you think you were most comfortable with? You had ECU where you were leader, you were scoring, ball in your hands, you're hot, get this man the rock. You had UCF where you're a defensive menace. And then you had Oregon where you're a part of a larger cog in the machine. Which one do you think kind of was it?
I never even thought about it like that though. But I mean, I say the most fun was ECU.
Yeah.
I learned the most at UCF because I was there for a long time, but I'd say I learned the most at Oregon because it was my first year there, and I had to like adapt, and I had a lot of like older people that was in the right direction around me. And but UCF, I feel like UCF was more like the most home, you know. So they all had their own little steez.
So go ahead.
So now at ECU, you break out, you have a great year, but your college time comes to an end. So now are you thinking pro ball? Did NBA workouts come through this past summer? What was that like finishing your college career?
Yeah, I did a workout with the Wizards, but you know, once I like the idea of going out, seeing the world and stuff like that. I could always go back but I could always do both. Go out the country, try the G League, and you know, do both of those. But I just chose to come far.
Were you like aware during your college years, like maybe the last few years you were in college, were you aware of what's going on overseas with all the basketball all over the world?
Kind of, but in a way, I just always wondered what it was like myself. You know what I mean? I heard a lot of people talk about it, but I already knew what basketball was like in the States. I don't know what basketball was like out here.
Yeah, and you get that phone call, you're like, from your agent, I'm sure, and he's like, yo, like, I got a contract out in Israel.
Yeah.
You know, you hear Israel, what's going through your mind? What are you thinking?
At first, I was thinking the war, of course. But then once I talked to a couple people that hooped out here, they was like, yeah, that shit quiet. You good. And I was like, all right, so let me just try that out because they were speaking good money, good playing time, you know, found that median, ended up just doing it, ended up loving it. I love Yavne, love Israel, love the Israelis.
So when during your college career were you starting to realize that you wanted to go pro? Was it from the beginning or was it during the process you kind of hit a point and said, all right, I know I can take my game to the next level?
No, I wanted to become a pro in basketball when I was like 5 or 6, for real. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But of course everybody says that, but then when you get to like getting, like I said, 6th grade, I'm dunking already. I'm already believing I could be a professional because I'm 6th grade dunking. Then 7th grade, then 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, you just living in it. Like I never in my mind thought I wasn't gonna be a professional basketball player. Not to sound cocky or anything but
I mean, if I was dunking in 6th grade too, I'd also
then
be
you probably
saying this
thinking
shit.
like, yeah, fuck that shit. Like I'm about to do that.
So now being over here, how does playing basketball in this league that you're in differ from playing in college physically and strategically?
It's so much different. With the language, of course, too. That's one. But,
Hey, but you're picking it up.
Yeah, I'm picking it up. Layout. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
layout. But yeah, it's different for sure. The bigs are stronger. The guards, they shoot better. But basketball, like the athletes are in America, the athletes are generally better, I feel. But out here, you got to think the game more.
Did you have like a welcome to Israel basketball moment?
Nah, not really. When they be screaming in the different language, that's what was getting me. But besides that, I was good. Like as soon as I came here, like my first couple games, I was averaging 25 points. You know, so I never was like, damn, like I'm really out here. This shit hard. I was like, all right, this is what I got to do now. You know.
And you're in the second league, so you're only 2 imports.
Yeah.
You have you and then another American.
Yeah.
Right. So being the only 2 Americans on the team, how has that been for you?
We definitely got close like that, but the 2 Americans that I was with actually not on the team no more. We had switched because, you know, overseas do that a lot. Yeah. So we got a new import in 2 days ago. He cool as hell. My boy.
What's it like playing in front of you mentioned the Israeli fans are pretty crazy. You know, they're kind of known for it. You played in front of huge crowds at Oregon, huge hometown fans at UCF, and then ECU, I'm sure, has a great culture with it as well. What's it like playing in front of the Israeli fans compared to that?
I love it. They be saying like, I love you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I love you is kind of different out here. It's like, you know, like it's really just like, yo, you my boy.
Yeah.
But to them, it's like, I love you. Everybody, I love you. When I first got out here, I was like kind of thrown off. Like, damn, do I got to say it back? You know what I mean?
That'd be a lot of saying it back.
I'd be like saying it back quietly. I love you. You know, but they be, I love you, man. I love you. I just started embracing it, learning to embrace it. And, you know, I'm a dunker, so they love dunking.
Yeah.
You know, like they love that shit. Like, so I feel like I enjoy it a lot because I know that they really enjoy my game out here.
So going back to on the court, what's one college habit that you got from college that has translated to your overseas game?
Like a habit that I had that translated?
Duncan.
Yeah, I was about to say Duncan again, but I didn't want to sound like so repetitive, but Duncan.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that you're out here, how did we keep talking about the game differences, right?
Yeah.
How has the coaching been? I'm sure language has been tough, but how's the coaching differed from college coaches?
It's not much different. You could tell that they mimic the system. Watching film all day, going through little things in practice. So it's pretty much similar. And my coach, he doesn't have he speaks English. He doesn't have even an Israeli accent sometimes, But it's more so the players though that's different.
So how have you been able to transition over here? Which stop in your career has helped you with the transition over to your professional career the most? Has it been Oregon, UCF, ECU, or has it just kind of been easy, seamless, no matter what?
Yeah, it's just been kind of basketball. Honestly, my thing was going learning about my body and shit like that because I had injuries. So taking that into consideration when I came to be a professional, because in college you got a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot more facilities, a lot more just hands-on. They doing shit. Out here, it's kind of like yourself. You gotta really know about your own body for you to last long out here. So, just taking all the stuff that I learned going through injury and coming out here and applying it, eating the right foods, getting the right rest, doing the right exercises, not just going out there just lifting heavy weights, doing the right shit. So I'd say taking that part of my game.
So we're going to take a quick pause for our segment called Myth or Fact.
Yeah.
So we're just going to hit you with some myth or facts, and then you'll say if it's a myth or fact, and you can elaborate a little bit. Sure. So we'll start with the first one. Myth or fact: a breakout college season always predicts professional success.
A breakout college season always predicts
professional success.
Damn, that's tough.
Hard hitters.
That's tough because, in a way it do. Hella. But in a way I seen where it didn't. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I'd say no, because once it shows that it can't, it's a myth.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, then how did the ECU year prepare you knowing that's a myth or a fact?
Well, yeah, because, for me, I had a breakout season at East Carolina, and I was like, okay, bet. That means I'm going to go top 20, top 10, because I was NCAA player or whatever and, averaging whatever I did. So I was like, I'm good. But then once I seen it was going to be some gray area and you got to do this, that, and the third, it was like, all right, let me just go over here. So, I mean, in a way, it did help me, though, because I could have took that route knowing that I had all that stuff that I had just previously did that year. But in a way, it's like, a lot of people just take the other route too, just because they're like, maybe I want to do my own thing.
Yeah. So myth or fact: the pro game overseas rewards versatility more than raw scoring.
The pro game overseas
rewards versatility more than raw scoring.
What the hell? What does that even mean, bro? Say it one more time.
Basically, out here.
Am I tripping?
Am I tripping?
Nah, I think you're good.
Say it
that the pro game overseas, it rewards a versatile player more than it does a player that relies on raw scoring.
Just score the ball. Yeah.
Score the ball.
Shoot, if you could hoop, you could hoop. You know what I'm saying? You go overseas. If you the athletic type, then you got to get your points that way. Like me, I'm athletic. I get my points running, dunking, fast break, that type of. So you got to just master that role. And if you a scorer, you prefer the ball in your hands all the time, then you got to figure out a team that's going to give you that. And there's hella teams out here that would do that. And then you got to just master that role once you got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about whatever role you got to master that motherfucker.
Do you feel like you have a harder time if you're a scorer in a position where you maybe don't have the ball in your hands compared to if you're a defensive specialist or you're a facilitator?
Yeah, you definitely do got to find your way to get buckets without the ball more. And I was always good at that because I never was a point guard or anything like that. I always been like one of the taller guys on the team, so I never had the ball in my hand. Even when I was at East Carolina, I didn't have the ball in my hands all the time, like making decisions. I just kind of mastered my role, and my teammates kind of geared towards that. Like, all right, let's throw this up there every single time because he probably going to catch it. You know, so... Yeah. Then once you got that role, like once you master that role, then that's pretty much like the team. That's like the team's identity right there, you know?
So moving on to the next one, myth or fact, if you are an elite college defender, you'll be an elite overseas defender.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because, like, if you guarding, you guarding. You feel me? Like, don't get too deep into help. You got to have the IQ there, IQ, and you got to physically be there. Right. I feel like once you got those two things, no matter where you go, defense is defense.
Well, that also goes into like knowing the other team's players, if they can shoot, if you need to help more.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I was always a great defender, but I never was like, all right, this is the shooter, this is the guy, this is the. I always like was out there like. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, he looked like he can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Let me run out there. You know, and And when you're athletic, like it kind of makes up for it a lot of times.
Right.
And then of course, as college went on and you watch so much film, you start to get better at things like, okay, these are the shooters. You do got to learn that shit. You know what I'm saying?
They're going back to the defense a little bit. Defense really is one of the only things that can, in my opinion, can really show IQ so quickly in terms of natural IQ. Like as you said, you kind of just like, oh, that boy looked like he can shoot, so I'm going out to get him. That shows that this instinct that's there that like. I mean, I don't know. I think defense to me has a special place in my heart.
Not overhelping, knowing if you could switch from the 1 to the 5, you know, those are big things.
So the next one, myth or fact, playing in multiple systems in college helped you adapt to overseas, like faster.
That's a fact.
It's a fact?
Yeah, that's a fact. Because, like, you never know what situation you're about to get hit with. And I feel like if you're in college for too long, then you kind of just get used to that. And then once you get to a new situation, you don't know how to adapt. But if you was in 3-4 different colleges like some guys now, then it's like then going overseas is just like going to college again. Like it's just like going to another school.
And so myth or fact, in pro ball, you'll have a more consistent lineup rather than in college ball.
More consistent lineup?
Yeah, like rotation.
Like with players and shit?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So, like, let's say your team's playing 7 players, right? So, in college basketball, is that going to change more than in overseas basketball?
All right, no, I got it. But it's just funny when you get to explain it. I can't even hold my laugh. I'm sitting here trying to look at you all serious and shit. I can't.
Dude, I see the intents in your eyes.
But no, say it one more time.
Don't do it to me.
You got more.
We'll just say myth. All right?
Yeah, myth. Fuck it.
All right, so moving on from the myth or facts, let's get a few more questions in. You know, being in Israel for like the past 4 months, what have you liked the most being off the court?
The women. I'm just playing. Shoot, I like the beaches. The beaches is lit. It's kind of cold now, so never mind that. But the food is lit. Bro, I didn't know that you can't eat cheese and meat on the same thing. That threw me off. I went to Papa John's. I'm like, yo, let me get a slice of pizza, like, you know, pepperoni. They're like, no, what is that? Like, what do you mean, what is that? I'm like, bacon. They're like, there's no bacon in Israel. I'm like, there's no bacon in Israel? Like, what else? I like the food here. Oh, the gym. Yeah, the gym is nice. I got some friends in the gym. That shit lit. I be in the gym all the time.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, bro. When you first walked in, I was like, damn, he's wham.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, holy shit. So what's it like living down? You're close to Ashdod, right? So you're in Yavne. That's in the south. Everything that's been going on, as well as just life in the south. What's it like been for you?
Shoot, I literally wake up, go to practice, go to the gym. I go get some tattoos in Ashdod. Ashdod. That's where I get my tattoos at, Ashdod. And Shit, it's just been pretty consistent. I ain't gonna lie. I've been living a consistent life. Like even me being out here, like driving this far to come to this podcast was kind of different to me. Then I walked out here. I'm looking at all these buildings and shit. I'm like, damn, like this is Israel. Like everywhere I go is kind of new. You know?
Have you been able to explore Tel Aviv and everything? Or
I went to Tel Aviv one time.
Okay.
And it was fun. Like, but I went out a lot before I came here. Like there was like a little time in between where I was back at the crib and I was going out. So I feel like I got some time out.
So now that you're in your first year playing overseas, do you want to go explore the rest of the world playing basketball?
I could, but I also kind of want to see what life would be like if I got like, you know, complacent here for a little bit. Like if I just actually try to max out Israel for a little bit, because I feel like I bounced around a lot. In high school basketball, AU basketball, college, I went to 3 different. So I'm like kind of taking the straightforward route and seeing like what can I do here first before I start going out.
So what's like one of your goals you would say for the upcoming like seasons?
Definitely to play on the Division I team.
Here in Israel?
Yeah, here in Israel. And once I do that, then I'll be good in Israel for a little bit. You know, stay out here for a couple years, see if anybody's talking better numbers. But I mean, as long as I'm making good money in Israel, I'll stay here.
And other than you, like, you know, you bounced around a lot in high school, college, and you want to stay somewhere specific, has Israel been like so good to you or something like that you want to stay in Israel for so long?
Well, yeah, they have been great to me, and I've been learning the language. So it's kind of like I don't want to go somewhere else and have to relearn another language and shit like that, you know? And I've been doing pretty good with language.
Yeah. Why don't you tell some of our listeners what you picked up in Hebrew?
I damn near know too much in Hebrew to sit here. I know Todah, Bevakasha.
You have a message in Hebrew to our listeners?
Shit.
That's on the spot.
That's on the spot.
Nah, but I'm good. I got that.
Lock in.
I got some. Shoot. Nah, I don't got nothing, no messages like that. I know a couple sentences like Ani achol shol she'ela.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeshili and Yanim la sod b'bayit. Like I got shit to do at the crib. What else I know? Tiftach et delet.
There you go.
I know the other one, but I ain't gonna say that.
Yep. We'll keep that one for us.
Whoa, what is he?
Not like that.
What
Not
is he
like
talking
that.
about?
Not like
that. So now that you're in your first year overseas, you know, you bounced around in college and also in high school. What's some advice that you would give a player coming out of college looking to go into his overseas career?
Shoot, be ready for anything. Be ready for everything, because, you know, I feel like I've been here for like 4 months, and I feel like I've seen a lot and that you got to be ready for that I didn't know that you had to be ready for prior to me coming here. So just be ready for anything. It's great basketball. It's great bump. So it's not like you're going to come overseas and it's just going to be pushy. But, you know, be ready for whatever. You don't know what you're going to get. You know what type of team you're going to play with. You know what type of coach you're going to have. And just go hard, I guess. Fuck it.
Yeah, for sure. So as we wrap up every episode, we do this little shot clock segment. So we're going to do rapid fire questions and just try and answer as many as you can.
Yeah.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Favorite Hebrew word?
Shoot. Damn. Hedelet.
Favorite sneaker brand?
Rick Owens.
Night out or night in?
Night out.
Favorite basketball movie?
Wait, time out. Night in.
Favorite basketball movie?
Coach Carter.
Favorite song before a game?
Hadouken by Chief Keef.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you coming on, then.
For sure that.
Dude, thank you so much for coming out, man.
Yeah.